The next speaker for our discussion forum is architect Thilina Wijekoon. So let me do a little brief introduction about him first. Thilina is the director of BAAB Architects, which is an architectural consultancy service based in Sri Lanka. He received his Masters of Architecture in year 2012 and became an associate member of Sri Lanka Institute of Architects in year 2014. Having worked with many different architects in different projects over 10 years, he got himself exposed to a range of architectural styles, allowing himself to explore and experiment further with his own projects. After a short visit to Bali in 2018, he started to explore bamboo as a construction material, and he has been experimenting with the material ever since. So the construction industry is heavily affected by the current economic crisis, as we all know, and as architects, it's our responsibility to look for solutions. It puts a timely spotlight on the research for alternative construction materials and construction techniques, and where architect Thilina Wijekoon has identified bamboo as an ideal solution. So I invite architect Thilina Wijekoon to address the gathering on the topic bamboo as an alternative construction material.
Good evening, everyone. So, bamboo as an alternative material. Let me first briefly introduce bamboo. Why bamboo? We have concrete, steel, timber, all the materials we want, we currently use. Why bamboo? So one reason is it grows fast. It takes about 3 to 5 years you can cut bamboo. In 1 year, the tree grows and it gets matured in the next 2 years, and in 3 years, you can cut bamboo for construction. So a teak tree, which we usually mostly use for construction, it will take about 20 years to grow, to mature, to be used, but bamboo, it grows really fast. So that's one main reason. And the plant grows naturally. So anyone can grow. It doesn't need pesticides or any complicated chemicals or anything. So anyone can understand the process. So anyone can grow. So it's locally sourced. You don't have to import the material from other countries, which makes it a very green material. And transport distance, like I said, because it's less, the cost is also less, and also the pollution is less. It also generates a lot of oxygen. It absorbs the carbon more than other trees, and so it acts as a carbon sink as well. So and the strong roots, it's good to stabilize soil and restore the land. So it's good to grow in landslide prone areas as well. It's strong and durable. So we don't have to, when we use bamboo, we don't have to cut other valuable trees. So it can eventually reduce deforestation. And the buildings, when you do in bamboo, it's quite different from other buildings, so it's aesthetically pleasing. The techniques, construction techniques, can be easily learned. So good climatic conditions we already have in our country to grow bamboo. So there is potential to grow this as an industry. So so that's, even during the presentation, if you have any questions, I briefly explain the material. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask any questions even during the presentation, because it has to be a conversation, because even the previous speakers told you guys, it has to be a conversation. We have to discuss and get together and develop these ideas. So this is a bamboo hotel in 2017 I got, and it was a 14 chalet project in Trincomalee. We designed the project and we proposed the building to be constructed out of bamboo, but the project never realized. So, but from there, even though we proposed bamboo, I didn't know bamboo construction, so I wanted to learn bamboo, and I looked for the professionals to learn about bamboo, and I hardly found anyone from Sri Lanka. So I went to Bali in 2018 to learn bamboo for 10 days. And again, this is the chalet of the same, and some 3D images of the same project. So this is, let me introduce Chico Virahedi. He's from Bali. He's a bamboo expert. He designs in bamboo, and also he's a contractor. So I went there, stayed there for 10 days and worked with him and learned quite a lot. They are very humble, good people, and they shared their knowledge with me. So this is a bamboo treatment facility. This is Chico in the middle and his team. This is his studio, and this is the carpenter. This is a carpenter. A carpenter. He taught me the model making, and this is how we worked there. And this is a treatment plant. It's not very complicated. It's just simple shed with 2 tanks. You have a masonry tank and a steel tank. Masonry tank, you keep the bamboo for about 1 or 2 weeks, 1.5 weeks sometimes. And you add boric acid, mix with water. You just keep the bamboo. You sink it and keep it. It's very simple. And after that, you put it to the steel tank and heat it up for about 3 hours. And that's it. Then after that, the termites won't attack. It's safe. The glucose is toxic. Those termites won't come. So you can use it for construction. So these are some workshops, and bamboo model making is also very important for architecture students and architects. It's very important to work with models if you do bamboo construction, because they don't use, they hardly use drawings at site. They always use the model. There's a model they keep at site. They have a small ruler made out of bamboo itself. They take measurements from the model and do the construction. So having a model is very important. Even design development happens during model making. It can start with the sketch, but it's always the design development has to happen in a model. This is again another workshop. There are lots of building elements they sometimes do at workshops and then bring it to site and assemble. So this is for an example. This is part of the roof. I think you see the cursor. Yeah, it's part of the roof. You can transport it to the site and then assemble it there. And this is again, they call it alang alang. This is in Sri Lanka, we call it mana. So it's widely available, not very expensive. So there's a way of treating these. So if you do it right, you can really use it, and if you do it really well, you can even keep a building for at least 30 years. So after returning from bamboo, Bali, learning bamboo in Bali, we did a small structure in Kandy. So we cut bamboo. This type we cut was asper. So we have three main types good for construction in Sri Lanka. Worldwide, there are about 1,500 species, but in Sri Lanka, there are about 3 species. So we found asper from the village. Asper is the scientific name. It's Dendrocalamus asper. We also call it green bamboo, but there are other green bamboo as well. This particular type is asper. So we cut some asper, brought it to the paddy field. There was a open ground in one of my friend's place, and we assembled it there as like a very basic structure. We didn't treat the bamboo, by the way, but we followed the construction techniques I learned for me to understand what this whole thing is, and also to share the knowledge with the locals. So it looks like a very primitive structure, but it was a great start. It was a success, I must say. And in the next few slides, I would like to also introduce, starting from there, I started talking about this material, and I found out that there are other architects and designers and professionals also working with bamboo. So this is very challenging because it's only very few people working with bamboo in Sri Lanka. So to introduce bamboo to our industry, it's quite challenging because we don't have a lot of skilled labor mainly, and also we don't have the infrastructure. We don't have treatment plants and designers, the knowledge. So we have to gather, the few people we already have. So use that as the, we have to team up to share our knowledge with others. So these are 2 designers, one architect Anurangi Mendis and interior designer Ismail. They organized a bamboo workshop in Ahangama. So we called it Street Bamboo Workshop. So it was a very successful workshop. It was about 5 days workshop. There were about 30, 40 people came, and we learned the treatment methods and the model making and the theory side of bamboo. We covered everything in first few days, and after that we actually built one structure. This is that structure you see here. Sorry about the picture quality. And this is the structure we actually made. It's a 3D image of the structure. So again, Anurangi and Ismail, they recently went to Barcelona and did a workshop there, bamboo model making. So the bamboo model making and some other crafts, Sri Lankan crafts. So it's very interesting. It's very nice to see these happening now quite constantly. So again, after Ahangama, we also had a bamboo workshop in Borella, model making workshop. So Pasanga Bevardhana Designs Private Limited, they organized the workshop, and I was invited as the instructor, and architect Nadika Jayavira also came with students from Morato University. So we had a good session there as well. So we had a very good session. The students they were very enthusiastic and very good. They asked questions and learned a lot. So it went really well. And after that, we also had a structures project. First year, Morato University for structures, we had a workshop there. For that also some professionals were invited. Even this is Ismail, and this is Freddy, another bamboo expert working in Sri Lanka. And these are, we tried out, the students were asked to try out different structural systems. So these are walls and domes and tensile structures, and yeah, and this is a truss system. If you go past Morotai University, you will see this structure. Other structures are inside the university. So this is a dome structure. It went really, really well. So students were very, they learned quite a lot. And even the lecturers were very helpful. We had a good team there working. So after that, we even started internships. So same architect I worked with, we sent, Morotai University sent 5 students. They are currently working in Bali. So these are Nileshi, Nilisha, Anjana, Nirasha, Deshapriya. They are currently working in Bali. They are coming back mid-March. So we somehow managed to send some students, and this is only the start. We'll be sending more students, and even professionals, even whoever who likes to learn, we can send you guys to Bali if you like to learn. And locally, we are organizing workshops. When the students come back, they are coming back with some good knowledge. So we are hoping to share that knowledge through workshops. This is architect Noora and Richard. They are the architects who did the restaurant in Alla, bamboo restaurant in Alla. It's called Ravana Pool Club, I think. So these are the 2 architects, Richard and Noora. They are the architects, and these are students. And this is architect Chico's office. This is Chico in the middle. And this is his studio space. They have lots of projects, like lot of projects in Bali. This is a residential, it's more like a holiday bungalow. It's being built. So these are the pictures. These are some pictures students sent me, and this. Let me show you the video also, so that you get some idea about how a construction site looks like. They are doing a bamboo floor. This is at an upper level, so you can go 2 stories and even 3 stories, and sometimes even 4 stories. In this design, they have combined typical masonry construction with bamboo construction. Yeah. So let me. There are some other projects I'm also involved in, and these are 2 architects who are working on a project in Kandy. So architect Lisa she's a German architect, and she's collaborating with architect Nath Rankotge, and I was asked to come and help overlook the construction of the project. It's Arunya Nature Resorts and Resort and Spa in Kandy. It's the bar area basically. So this is the plan, and this is the section. It's a very sculptural, small building, I must say. So having the curvy roofs is quite challenging, but it can be done. So we are gonna. This is the first time I'm also trying out a curvy roof. So this is Julian and Aoife. They have an establishment called Una Bamboo in Ahangama. So they also have a treatment plant, and they are building a eco hotel there. They built their first structure during a workshop, and they are continuing building the rest of the structures. And you can check them online. Unfortunately, I don't have any pictures of the structure. Yeah, okay. And this is our very own Andaka Jayasinghe. He is also very interested in bamboo architecture. And this is one of his designs. He had designed some time back. And this is a project we are doing. I'm collaborating with architect Mutiara Tiger, and it's a holiday bungalow. This is the layout. It's the first phase 1 is 4 chalets and the dining, living, and service areas. And phase 2 will be a few more chalets. This section of it. This is some 3D images. So, like I said, doing curvy structures is quite challenging. So we thought we'll stick to straight columns and truss systems. So that this is, by the way, this is the first project we actually started last year. We ended in last year November. We started construction. So since it's the first design, first construction project, we thought not to have any curvy structures. So it's this is a typical. The roof structure is the form is very typical, but we are using bamboo. And some of the areas are masonry, but most of the areas are done in bamboo. This is living and outdoor barbecue area. These are the chalets. And like I said, we are doing some workshops and hoping to do one hopefully end March. And we are hoping to collaborate with Srinba as well. Srinba, if you know, it's some people might know. It's network for bamboo and rattan. It's quite the the place to go for if you want to learn about bamboo. And I'm also a member of Srinba, and there are lots of other professionals and other craftsmen. Lots of people joined with Srinba. So we are hoping to collaborate with Srinba to do the workshops. So this is our team, very small team, but very efficient. So it's nice to introduce ourselves as well. Okay, thank you very much, guys. If you have questions, please feel free to ask.